Time for another volunteer spotlight, and today we are interviewing Dennis Barker. How are you today?
Great.
Can you tell me where you are from?
I was born and raised in southwest Salt Lake City. Right now, I currently, for the last 40 years, live in Cache Valley. Was a dairy farmer there for 20 years. Drove school bus for 50 years there.
And were you a judge as well?
Yes, I was a judge for 20. I was a justice court judge for 20 years.
You served in the military.
I did.
And what branch did you serve in?
I joined the National Guard in Murray when I was 16, and I was still in high school. When I was graduating from high school, there was three of us that decided that we wanted to go Air Force, and I ended up in England for almost 4 years. Was an airborne radio operator in C-47s or the Goonie Birds for about 9 months, and at the end of that interim, they disbanded the radio operators off of almost all the cargo planes. And traffic controllers became critical in the European theater, and so they let me cross-train. So I spent the last 3 years as a tower control. 1960, 61, when the Berlin crisis hit, they shipped 5 of us to Tempelhof in West Berlin to control air traffic in and out. The only way in and out of West Berlin was the 3 airways. At one time, we had inbounds every 3.5 minutes.
How long have you volunteered at the museum?
2 years now. But I drove school bus, and then when I retired from school bus, I used to come down to the museum all the time, bringing kids down here. So when I retired off the school bus, my kid says, "Are you going to Hill?" I says, "Yes, we are."
And what is your favorite thing about volunteering?
Just being here. I have a pretty good rapport with kids because of school buses, and I like talking to them on a basis. I'm not a great teacher as far as classrooms go, but I have a lot of people that come now. Teachers that I used to haul on the school bus, when they have funds for field trips, they'll try and come down here. So I enjoy being here. When these F-35s and now the 22s go off, makes my heart go pitter-pat. I think you're running with the elite of the world here. Not only do you have Air Force, but you got civilians that have worked here a lot of their lives too.
What are some of the things you enjoy doing when you're not at the museum?
Well, I used to be a trail rider too. My dad and I packed people with our horses back into Wind Rivers and to Highline Trail out of Mirror Lake. If I could set a horse, I'd have that instead of the Jeep that I have now. Mine's a cheap Jeep, it's a Rockstar. So I like being out in it. I slid it down the mountain the other night in the shale gravel, and that's a rush, as long as you survive it. I used to ride the roller coasters with the kids all the time, up until maybe 4 years ago. So there is joy along with all the gut-wrenching you go through and getting old.
And I want to thank you for volunteering at the museum, because we can't do this without you. We're so grateful for all you do for us. We really appreciate it, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me be here.